When will the British public ever learn? They do it every time and then complain afterwards. Unfortunately, it's becoming a modern tradition. Every election, the public votes for money-grabbing, self-centered, somewhat dishonest people, either in what they do or in what they say. Spend 4 years complaining about it, and the next time the election comes around, they do it again. I'm not a politically motivated person. From this vantage point here in Brazil, I just observe, see what's going on. If I call out a lying, conniving politician, somebody somewhere will try and tell me I'm wrong. All politicians, no matter who they're standing for, Labour, Conservative, dare I say it, Reform, has to wash its dirty laundry too, of course, are in it for the sake of one person. Moi, moi.
Well, yeah, that was yeah.
Of course, they half-heartedly do some work to try and show willing to the electorate, but once again, this current lot, on all sides of the House of Commons, are at it again. Over £400,000 in free gifts so far with this lot this year. That's when they're not avoiding paying tax and the like, which the common man has to do.
Mm.
Then they will use linguistic acrobatics to try and justify what they had done. Even in the media, the idea was floated to pay MPs more so that they wouldn't need to receive free gifts anymore. But the MPs have covered this ground before some years ago. They did this some years ago.
Mm.
Gave themselves a hefty pay rise because they didn't need to rent off their second houses or something like that. Some scandal.
Yeah.
It's simple. MPs just need to say one word to stop all this stuff, all this soft corruption, because nobody will give an MP or cabinet minister free stuff without expecting something in return, no matter who it is. A lot of these political people aren't even personable, a bit of a numbnuts, if you like. So it can't be that they were given free tickets to bring a personality to the party,
Mm.
because they just don't have one. A lot of the events depend on government grants to show the expense, but even those that don't normally have an agenda where the government can help. If Harry Styles wanted an MP go to his show, he would have put him on the guest list. Or did they do that and the MP is pocketing the price of a ticket that they are declaring they received? You never know.
Well, okay.
These MPs, when it comes to thinking yourself,
Yeah.
they're full of 1,001 ideas.
Well, okay.
When it comes to doing the job, they just say, je ne sais quoi, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, okay. Right. Okay. I mean, right. The reason we pay salaries to MPs and okay, to a certain extent, well, also okay, expenses as well. And I've worked for organisations who get expenses. Is that we do this and we pay them a reasonably good salary, because we don't want the landed gentry like happened in the past. Yeah, only people with a certain amount of income can become a politician. Yeah, which is not representative of the people. So yes, I'm not against paying politicians a a reasonable wedge. Yeah, because they haven't got job security. They're there for 5 years. They might be out again, even if they do a good job.
Bollocks, bollocks.
Right. Okay. Okay. Now hear me out.
Excuse my French.
Yeah. But yeah, but we look, okay, and that's why we pay them. Because yes, the idea is somebody from a council estate can become a politician, yeah, and represent the people who voted them in. Okay. It's like anything else, it's theoretical at that point. I mean, there are some hardworking, what I'd say hardworking politicians. Any of us that have had some dealings with some local politicians will know sometimes that they fight in our corner sometimes when required. There have been good stories about politicians doing it. I can name a few. Ian Paisley, funny enough, was always regarded as a good local, a good politician. Yeah, for it didn't
Yes.
matter which, didn't matter your faith. He didn't want to know about your faith or anything else. He prided himself on doing a good job as a politician. Yeah.
Yep.
There are probably others as well. Normally, people that come from the local area, i.e., not parachuted in, are normally better politicians for that area than somebody who's been parachuted in to give them a seat. Bit
Mark,
safe, yeah.
you're forgetting one thing, sir.
Well,
That the politicians of yesteryear were noble people,
mm,
and they did
mm,
fight for their cause.
yeah.
The politicians, modern politicians from about 15 years ago and until now, it's a different race. It's a different race. They aren't, you know, bless him, Paisley's dead. He's
Well,
an
yeah,
old, he's like an old guy.
yeah.
So, you name me anybody from Cameron to the front, from Blair till today, who's really noble, who is really, really, apart from George, what's his name?
George Galloway.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's a campaigner more than he's a politician. Yeah, I mean
Look,
he.
that's how you get into politics, sir.
Yeah,
That's what politicians do.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I find him very articulate when he explains something. Even if I disagree with him, I like the way he explains it, so I know at least what I'm disagreeing with. Um, yeah, I mean, I think if you went to him with a problem, I don't. Was he self-serving or not? I don't. I've never been able to figure him out exactly. I'll be quite honest. I've watched him. I used to listen to his radio show.
Yeah, but don't concentrate on him.
Yeah.
Look at the other. Look at the
Well,
other. There's nobody that I can put my hand on my heart and say that's a good. That's a good. Not even Rees-Mogg, who lived on his laurels of being an upper class twit.
yeah. Well, yeah. The honourable member for the 18th century. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, okay. I mean, he's out of it now. Um, he keeps mooting that he might go back in. Okay, we all know why he lost his seat. It's not against anything that he did or didn't do wrong. It was circumstances around it. People were protesting against the party he represented or he's part of, and yeah, he knew it was going to happen. I mean, yeah, he's trying to do his. I mean, he's now campaigning in a in an indirect way for the next election. But I mean, okay, he's a knowledgeable guy, and when you do listen to him, um, he's outside the bubble now, and he can say what he wants at the moment. And I mean, to me, he's somebody who did explain his position and everything else, a bit like Galloway on the other side of it as
Right.
well.
Right.
Yeah,
I think the public need to get a grip of themselves, and I think that people, if you want an honest politician, you go and look at Screaming Lord Such
well, yeah,
and
okay, there's been,
Count Binface.
yeah. I mean,
You should elect them when they're standing for office, when it's a proper election,
yeah.
and that would just put the
Look, I yeah, it's absolutely true. We can only vote for the people that are put in front of us to vote for. Yeah.
yes,
Um,
I'd vote for somebody who is not from who's not gone from high school to university think
yeah,
tank.
yeah, I know.
Tank.
Yeah, been in the Westminster bubble all their careers. Yes, I understand that. And they, but again, they're the people that are probably are now just thinking about standing. Um, I mean, you get brave people who are outside it. There was a journalist some years ago. I've forgotten his name. The one that got shot. Was it Sarajevo or somewhere? He stood as an independent. I think when it's difficult to stand as an independent, but yeah, but he won it. As he said, the accidental politician, the accidental MP or politician. He did quite a good job. Um, it's it's the nature of things. I mean, you and I, even if so, like we lived in the UK, and I'm going to ask you this question. Yeah, if you lived in the UK, you want to make a difference, would you stand as a politician? Would you, Steve Allen, stand in Leeds or York?
Not necessarily, but I would not vote for. I'd be one of those that voted for none of the above.
Mm.
I would vote, and I would vote for a Count Bin face of this world or Screaming Lord Such.
Yeah, but that's still a protest vote. Um,
That's right. That's right. That's all I want to do.
and
I think my vote would be a lot louder than my words.
yeah, I mean, we had that in Brazil with the in Sao Paulo where they voted the clown in. It's actually quite good doing what he does. Actually, quite good. Um, he's a man of the people, at least, and I'll grant you that. Um, I mean, yeah, this is it. You vote the man of the people in, or try to. I mean, um, unfortunately, this is our democracy. Um, and if oh yeah, okay, we're always going to be objectable to certain politicians and everything else. Yeah, and I mean, I get the idea of the protest vote, the attractiveness of it, and I'm a bit of a rebel myself, you know. But yeah, there's Count being faced. Now I've seen interviews with him, and he's a clever guy, and we all know the background of him. He's a satirical writer. He must have some understanding, some knowledge. I don't know if he's left or right wing or where he is or where he sits really.
That can only be a good thing, right?
Yeah. Um, I think he's actually quite fair-minded. And yeah, he's sharp. He would probably give at question time. He'd be quite interesting. He'd probably give some really good,
Yeah,
interesting,
but
probing
I
questions.
want a politician that does more than just give little witty remarks like Kemi does at the moment.
Well, yeah,
Question.
she's trying to she again. She's an intelligent woman. Um, well, why shouldn't she be? Yeah, she's an intelligent person. Why shouldn't she be an intelligent woman? Um, and yeah, at the moment, she's got the devil's own job of trying to unite a party that's in disarray. Um, now, I've often said I'd like to get rid of the party system now. It served its purpose. I'd like, you know, how if we could find some way to fund more independence to go into Westminster, um, that could be the way forward.
I
Um,
think if you have a party system, at least you have a vague idea of
well,
which way the politician is going to behave.
well, that's it. You have the whips who keep them.
If everybody was independent, you wouldn't have any idea at all of which way they want to lead the country.
Well, that's it. Well, hopefully, when you elect them, they say a manifesto of what their core beliefs are, at least. Um,
Yeah,
and
do you mean like Starmer did?
well, yeah, okay. Well, what does Starmer believe? Depends who he's in the room with. Yeah, um, yeah, okay. Well, he's a weak man. He's no Winston Churchill. Let's put it that way, or even or even a Tony Blair. He's no Tony Blair. I mean, Tony Blair, these good and bad points. He was a very good at what he did. Um, he did say what he believed. I mean, yeah, okay, but he's going back some. It's like you say in the past 15 years. Yes, everyone since him. Yeah, I mean Cameron was a bit of a wet tea rag, a wet tea towel. Yeah.
They all were. They all were.
Um, Possibly, it sounds odd. The only one I've probably in recent time got any time for, I mean, relatively speaking, is Boris Johnson. But that's because I've had previous experience of seeing him. But I've had previous experience, and I know he's not the fool that he pretends to be. Outside of politics, or no, sort of within politics, but outside of the ideals of politics, I know he's actually quite a shrewd, intelligent guy. From not say personal level, I've never met him directly, but I know people that have. Um, he's very good at administrating and things like this. I think he got lent on a lot, but and he had other distractions as well. I mean, okay, they're only human beings, and this is the big problem we have. I mean, okay, I'm gonna take the argument back to you here. You've just said at least with the party system, they get what they believe. But then you're saying we have protest votes of voting for independence, like Lord Such. Okay, the monster
It's
raving
not
lunatic
necessarily a
party.
process, but it's not really necessarily a protest vote.
Yeah,
It's that you don't want to vote, or you refuse to vote in those that are standing.
yeah. Well, then,
That's
yeah,
the protest vote. There's a nuance behind that.
yeah. Well,
You're
it's
not
just,
you're not voting because you're voting because you prefer not to vote for those.
yeah. I
But
mean,
when you're voting your candidate, you're voting for them for a reason, and it's that you don't want to vote for the others.
yeah. Sometimes you vote for the least worst, not who you consider is the best.
Well, that's a terrible argument because if the least worst, you're still voting for a bad one, and the object is to vote for somebody who isn't a bad one,
Well,
even if they're crap. If they're making honest mistakes
mm,
and they're crap, that's okay. At least they're honest.
well, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's. I mean, most of us will probably go in the first times and blunder our way through. But honest blunders. But yeah, it's. Um, I mean, it's unlike any. I mean, it's always interesting. You get people that have used to running businesses and all everything else try and go into the Westminster bubble and try and have a business attitude and find they struggle with it. This is what I feel about, yeah, Rupert Lowe. To be quite honest, he's a quite shrewd businessman. Zia Youssef is playing the game a bit. He's not a politician as such, but he'll probably struggle when he's trying to put some business logic on things, which is what is actually required: logic and sense. And everyone's against efficiency and things like this. But yeah, getting back to this voting, I mean, it is a case of democracy is the democracy is the worst form of government, but for every other one that's been tried and failed. And that's absolutely true. And sometimes some people will say what you're suggesting is what is termed as a wasted vote. Um,
If it's what you believe as an individual, then it can't be wasted, can it?
well, agreed, but I'm just saying I've seen how it's perceived. I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe I'm someone that will go in. My heart will be one thing, but my head will be another. I will vote for the least worst because I've got no other options other than a spoiled ballot paper. I mean, I mean, I mean, even here in Brazil, you don't have to, but you can go in and null your vote as well, even on the electronic voting system,
Yep, yep.
which is a spoiled ballot paper in all but name. Um, but it's I mean, that is your right to do that, almost not to vote. I mean, some people argue, how can you have a democracy where you have to go and vote? But yeah, but you can still null people. People miss the point. You can still null here. It's just the inconvenience of going 10 minutes walk down the road and going to a voting station, which is quite an interesting experience when I do it here. Yeah, I've been with my wife.